Saw messages between my girlfriend, 27F, and her friend. She thinks of dumping me because of my 28M, ex. Long story short, for the past months I've been dating way out of my league. My girlfriend is gorgeous, popular, smart, well-educated and comes from a rich family. I'm average looking, college dropout, don't make much money, and I've always wondered what she saw in me. I feel like people are always staring at us and think, how could someone like me be with a woman like her? Our relationship has been great, we even talked about moving in together in the near future. But she has been cold and distant for the past few days, ever since we ran into my ex on the street. My ex was a nice person but not nearly as beautiful or stylish as my girlfriend. We exchanged a few words and continued walking. My girlfriend asked me who that girl was and I said, my ex. She replied with, oh, okay, and started acting weird. Today while she was taking a shower, I saw a message on her phone from one of her friends. Please, don't dump the dude, he adores you, it said. I know her password and I'm embarrassed to admit that I couldn't resist to snoop. It was a long conversation, but basically my girlfriend said that she felt second-hand embarrassment when she saw my ex and couldn't be with someone who slept with, something like that. That she found my ex on Facebook and stalked her and could believe that I've dated such a low-life person. That she deserves a man with better taste and that she's out of my league. I don't know what to do. I thought I found my person, but it seems that she's embarrassed of me. I don't see how I'm in the wrong here or what I can do to keep this relationship going. Obviously I can't turn back time. Update. Wow, this blew up. Thank you so much for the advice and support. So that's the update. We've had a long talk, like an hour long. She basically said that she was angry in general because of how little I think of myself. That I'm a great person but refuse to see it. Said that she's tired of seeing me wasting my potential and refusing to change my awful low-paid job because I'm afraid of getting what I deserve. She thinks that I underestimate myself and surround myself with average people because I think I'm like them. Basically told me that she wants a person with more self-esteem who is afraid to take what's rightfully theirs. Told me she needed time and that I use the time apart to work on myself and how I view the world. I won't pressure her and I'll listen to her advice and use the time to reflect on myself and my life choices.
I wouldn't want to be with a woman who thinks the way that your girl thinks. Thanking anyone is below you is pretty disgusting.
Why would you want to stay with someone that thinks you're a low life based on the appearance of someone you've dated in the past? She sounds incredibly. Dump her and move on. There is no value in saving this relationship.
Dump her instead? She sounds like a genuinely awful person. Who says like that? You're clearly on good enough terms with your ex that you can chat in the street. She's apparently a nice person. And here's your current girlfriend, clearly jealous really and being nasty towards someone else to pick herself rather be with a nice person than someone whose selling points are her looks, her money and her status, and who goes stalking someone on Facebook just to say horrible things about breaking up with her and telling her that it's because she did something genuinely awful for no valid reason might help put her in her place.
You were not dating someone out of your league. You were dating. What you have found out though is that she is not who you thought she is. She turns out to be highly judgmental. Personally, I would break up with her because I wouldn't want to be with someone who is so unkind and judgmental. Who cares what your ex looks like?
Bro, would she be okay if you criticized her for the same reason? The fact is that you wouldn't stoop so low and judge a person based on the person that they dated in the past, and if she says something like that at a person with no respect whatsoever, she doesn't even know her to judge deserve someone better than who thinks she's some privileged price. Try talking it out, and if you think that maybe you misunderstood. If not, she's not worth your time.
Lord, get rid of that shallow person.
Do yourself a favor and tell her it's over. You realize that you missed your ex because she isn't judgmental and stuck up and she never looked down on you or out of her league. Don't think otherwise.
She sounds shallow. Are you sure this is your person?
Honestly, she sounds like a genuinely unpleasant and rotten person.
You are not in the wrong for having an ex not up to your GFs, maybe in the wrong for dating a girl who maintains standards for her SO's exes. I know you love your GF, but she sounds extremely shallow and judgmental. Perhaps you should let the trash take itself out.
Look at how he describes her. He's dating her for her beauty and social standing. Not one thing about her personality or their connection. What does he expect? They're both pretty superficial.
Or, and hear me out, he came here for advice about a specific event and gave a very brief background. He also calls her smart. Do you not know the reason you shouldn't assume things?
But if those are the things he values, then he deserves to be dumped by the new girlfriend.
She is not your person. Put power in your hands. You deserve better.
Who the do you think you are? Coming here being all reasonable and, instead of jumping to conclusions. Edit. Replaced to with do.
Well, he only mentions superficial things on why he likes her, then proceeds to make a whole post about how awful she is. It's not assuming, I just read it.
Again, he also calls her smart and then belittles himself. Nah man, you are just assuming from a very brief background. She flat out was belittling him because of who he dated before. Are you this girl or someone like her? I'm not assuming, I'm asking. So again, don't assume things. You don't know how they got together, you don't know anything about their relationship beforehand, nor do you know how they met and if he knew all this stuff about her beforehand. So don't assume or hate on someone you don't know hiding behind a computer or phone. Do better.
I've honestly fell for her weird sense of humor, awkwardness and the way she treated everyone with respect. Rereading how I described her, I realize I just listed the qualities that she has that I don't think I have. It was surprising reading those messages since it's out of character for her to speak that way.
I mean, you literally started off your entire first paragraph being like, I know I'm not good enough for her. Not sure why she's even with me. Like, what kind of attitude is that? I would be turned off at that as well. I won't say that her being judgmental about your ex was right. But she sounds spot on. About your attitude, I wouldn't want to be with someone who refuses to believe in themselves and speaks poorly of their situation. Sounds like she sees the good in you but is tired of your defensive self-deprecation. This isn't an ex-girlfriend problem, it's your poor attitude running into. Your ex was just the catalyst.
What do you mean she's never said anything mean about people? According to you, she straight up believes in social hierarchy as a full-grown. She thinks that I underestimate myself and surround myself with average people because I think I'm like is trash thinking from someone who thinks they're better than other people just because of looks and or money. I'd be willing to bet that she feels she's earned her success in life despite being born into wealth.
She clearly doesn't treat everyone with respect if she spoke like that about your ex and you. It isn't out of character, it is just something she never showed you about herself till now.
No offense, but men absolutely at recognizing women who have a covert mean side. If a woman is outwardly polite and tries to make her man happy, 99% of the time, her partner won't notice the subtle ways she judges, insults, or demeans other people. She's showing you who she is. And how easily she devalues other humans based on superficial snap judgments. You should believe her.
The whole point of the post was centered around a superficial perception of worth. Not surprising he would only bring up the direct comparisons that are relevant. Not only that, but if he actually spent half the post talking about all the reasons he likes her outside of on paper, you'd be saying he's overcompensating and she's not really that great. I think if you described your partner to a complete and utter stranger, most would say similar things. You're not going to go on about, he gives the best head I've ever had. You'll say things like, he's smart, funny, handsome, etc.
She doesn't treat everyone with respect. She is just polite to their face and rude behind their backs.
Well, you also said you've only been dating a few months. You'd be surprised at how well people are at hiding their true nature for months and even years at a time. But, now you've seen a side to her, and while it's possible she means what she said to you, more likely than not, she just doesn't like confrontation and is spinning things to sound nicer to you now that you called her out. Either she is going to dump you, or you're going to dump her, but there's very little chance this person is your person. I'm sorry, I know it sucks to find out someone isn't who you thought they are.
I'm fixated on the fact that she called his ex some asterisk thing, like not someone but some asterisk thing. That is asterisk, not asterisk a nice person.
He isn't Reddit frequentable. Him, dump him. Whomever, grin.
She doesn't treat everyone with respect. Only people that meet her standards. It's been a few months. She is showing you who she is.
You need to decide if that's the type of person you want to be with.
To be precise, she sounds like a snobbish rich, depersonating living human beings. That makes her real trash. Doubles down on character Frankensteinizing op into someone he is not. By her ultimate power. Yuck. Greater than she basically said that she was angry in general because of how little I think of myself. That I'm a great person but refuse to see it. Said that she's tired of seeing me wasting my some good advice here about self-esteem. Refusing to change my awful low-paid job because I'm afraid of getting what I deserve. She thinks that I underestimate assuming you don't like your job, and it's not like her entire perception of it is related to pay. Surround myself with average people because I think I'm like them. She thinks she's better than everyone. This goes well past good self-esteem and is firmly in the land of entitlement and narcissism.
Greater than she thinks that I underestimate myself and surround myself with average people because I think I'm like them. This is disgusting. GF is genuinely an awful person. She may be pretty on the outside but has an personality. She is right about one thing. Up can do better in life for himself, better than her for sure. Gross.
This is what boggles my mind. By OP's own description, he's an average-looking dude working a low-paying job dating a wealthy, gorgeous girl. She's apparently disgusted by the fact that his ex, an average-looking girl working a low-paying job. Is she therefore not guilty of the exact same thing that she judges op for? Like, here's a fun little scenario. Let's say OP's GF breaks up and goes on to date some mega handsome rich guy. Is the new BF allowed to be disturbed by the fact that his new GF lowered herself by dating op? Makes no sense.